All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. In today's class, we are going to be looking at variation and transformational geometry. Now, I believe that they will bring it in question 3. So these are the two topics we're going to look at: direct proportion and inverse proportion. So as you note on the screen, directly proportional means as one amount increases, the other amount increases at the same rate. There is a symbol for directly proportional. And the symbol for directly proportional, it's like an X. So from the time you see the word directly proportional, this is the symbol that is associated with it. So let us see if we can get an understanding as to what directly proportional is. You are paid $20 per hour. How much you earn is directly proportional to the number of hours you work. So you work more hours, you get more pay. So your earnings or your salary is directly related to the number of hours worked. If you work 2 hours, you will get $40. If you work 3 hours, you will get $60. The rate per hour is $20. Do you all understand that so far?
Yes.
So if you worked 4 hours, how much money would you take home? 4 hours, how much money would you take home?
$80.
$80. So for 2 hours, it is 2 by 20. For 3 hours, it's 3 by 20. For 4 hours, is 4 by 20. Are you all seeing a pattern there? What number stays the same in each of the following?
20.
$20 stays the same. Do you all see that?
Yes, miss.
So we have a special name. This is not a variable. It is a constant, meaning that it is a number. And in mathematics, we call this the constant of proportionality. It is dependent on the your earnings is dependent on the number of hours worked. So for example, if Brittany and Brenda are working in the same place, earning the same rate, Brittany worked 5 hours, but Brenda only worked 3 hours. Who will get more money? Which one of the two girls will get more money? I'm waiting until somebody answers. Or do you all want me to repeat it?
Just repeat it, please.
So the amount that you are getting paid is $20. Brittany worked 5 hours, but Brenda worked 3 hours. Between these two girls, who will get a larger pay?
Brittany.
Brittany. Now, is Brenda and Brittany getting the same rate of pay?
Yes, miss.
Right. So what changes? What changes that Brenda's salary is smaller than Brittany's salary, what is the deciding factor?
The hours.
The hours. So the constant of proportionality is the $20 because that is the fixed rate. If I work 10 hours, I will get 20 by 10. If someone else work 5 hours, they will get 20 by 5. So do you all understand the constant of proportionality so far?
Yes,
Yeah,
miss.
Right. So the constant of proportionality is the value that relates to amounts. You are paid $20 an hour. So the constant of proportionality here in this question is 20 because your earnings is dependent on the number of hours worked. You see this doesn't change. So if I work 2 hours, I will get $40. If I work 3 hours, I will get $60. So my earnings is dependent on the number of hours worked and the rate of pay is the same. We go in again. Now, we can write this as y is equal to k by x. K is called the constant of proportionality. And x is the number of hours worked and y is the earnings. So the question comes to find the proportionality when x is 3 and y is 15. So here is another example. So if I say y is directly proportional to x, so this is the first thing I want you to write in your book. Write e.g. and write that line underlined in purple. Write it for me. Write y is directly proportional to x. Write it. Tell me when you finish.
Finish, miss.
No, I can't do nothing with that statement. That statement needs to be changed into a mathematical statement. I need to insert an equal sign. Right? As it is right now, that statement means nothing to me. I cannot do anything with that. So, you see this word? This word has a symbol. So, this means this symbol. So, y is directly proportional to x. So, this is my second line. Write it.
Finish, miss.
No, I still don't have an equal sign. I can't interpret that. So I need to restructure this expression for it to be an equation. So you see this, I need to make it an equal sign. And by doing so, I have to introduce a constant of proportionality, K. So let me go back. The question that you are getting on the 1st of June will have variation. It will have proportionality. They will bring either direct proportion or indirect. Right now, I am teaching you direct proportion. It means that as the number of hours you work, your earnings go up. If you work more hours, you get a high pay. If you work less hours, you get a less pay. So your earnings is related to the hours of pay. That is how it is related. So the first line tells you what to write. Y is directly proportional to X. So this is the symbol. But as I said, directly proportional has a specific symbol. In mathematics, as long as it is not an equation, and an equation always has an equal sign, I can't do anything with that. So my next step is to change this symbol into the equal sign and introduce K. So now, here's what I have. I have an equation. So now the question, I'm going back to the question. The question told me when X is 3, Y is 15. So substitute X equals 3 and Y equals 15. Substitute means to replace. So I am replacing Y with 15 and I am replacing X with 3. Do you all see that?
Yeah,
Right. Now, instead of this looking kind of untidy, I will write it as 3K. So take it down and solve for K. Or make K the subject. Go ahead. Tell me when you have an answer for K. Three bottles of water cost $15. How much for one? How much is K?
5.
Right, very good. K is equal to 15 divided by 3. K is 5. So look at this. From here now, Y is equal to, I have a value for K. So this is my equation that can work for any X and any Y. And this is what they are bringing for you. From your statement, you are to transfer it into a mathematical statement or a mathematical equation that contains an equal sign. And then the next part is to find the value of Y when X is 9. So go ahead. Find Y when X equals to 9. Are we ready? Y is how much?
45.
45. Any questions? Any questions so far? Do you all understand that direct proportion, let me go back, it relates two quantities. It says as one quantity increase, the other increases. Think about the salary. You work a large amount of hours, you get a big pay. You work a small number of hours, you get a small pay. That is how directly proportional quantities relate to one another. So as X increases, Y increases. And as Y increases, X increases. All right? So let us, I'm not going into inverse proportion as yet. Let us go into the past papers and let's see how the questions are. All right. The table below shows corresponding values of variables of X and Y, where Y varies as X. So that is the first thing we're going to write. Y varies directly as X. I want you to replace this with the symbol. And I want you to replace the symbol with the equal sign. Go ahead. Are we ready?
Yes, miss.
Right. So you are expected to have Y, the symbol, and X. Do you all have that?
Yes, miss.
Then you are expected to change the proportionality or the variation sign, and you are to include K. Do you all have this?
Yes, miss.
Right. You see, these two values, they gave you that for a purpose. And the purpose is you have to use the X and the Y to find K. Now, you're not going to choose this because as it is right now, you don't know how much U is and I don't know how much U is. You're not going to choose this pair of values because I don't know how much T is and you don't know how much T is. But in this pair of values, we know X is 6 and Y is 3. So replace X with, oh, let me write it. X equal to 3 and Y equal to 6 and find K. So try it. That's the only way I would learn. Try it. All right. So we have 6 is equal to k multiplied by 3. So to find k, we divide both sides. No, x is, so 3, 6, 6. So k is equal to a half. Did you all get that? Did you all get k equal to a half?
Yeah, miss.
All right. Now let's go through it again in case you all didn't get it. So wherever I see y, I am replacing it with this value 3. I do not know the value of k. K is the unknown. I am trying to find k. Wherever I see x, I am replacing it with 6. So 6 is being multiplied by k. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So I am going to put 6 in my denominator. Here I am going to cancel the 6 and k is a half, right? But the question asks us to find u and t. So now I have the equation y equal to half x. So substitute x as 10 and find u. Go ahead. Substitute x as 10 and find u. So here we have an x value, which is 10. So replace x with 10 and find u. You will find y equal to.
Five.
All right. Y is equal to a half of 10, which is 5. Who could confirm Jordan's answer?
Yeah, miss.
Right. Now we're not finished as yet, right? We have to find t. So now, substitute y as 9. So 9 is equal to a half of x, right? So remember, we can multiply this and we will get 9 is equal to x over 2. So to change the fraction to a whole part, we multiply both sides by 2.
Excuse me, miss.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand this piece, so I just can't ask, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Go ahead.
and y equals to 6 in the beginning.
Y equal to 6. Where? Here?
Which part is no underneath? By replace x equals to 3 and y equals to 6. Underneath that, you put 3 over 6. And this will be 6 over 3.
All right, just a minute. Let me go back. Let me go back. So you understand y equal to kx, right?
Yeah.
Here I made an error, Brittany. Here, this is supposed to be 6 and this is supposed to be 3. But the working here is correct. Just this and this incorrect.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, if you all pick up anything that you are not sure of, please let me know, because when we finish the topic, we go on to something else, right? Who has a value for x? X is how much? If we multiply each number by 2, we multiply here by 2, we will cancel. 2 by 9 is?
18.
18. So if I put 18 here and I put 5, isn't a half of 10 5? And isn't a half of 89?
Yeah.
Right. So that is another way of doing it, right? You could see the relationship. A half of 6 is 3. So a half of 10 is 5. And a half of 18 is 9. All right, so take down whatever you need. We will try one more and we'll go to inverse proportion. Is anyone still writing?
No, miss.
All right, let's go. The force applied to an object. So F is the force. It is directly proportional to the extension E. So in place of X and Y, we have two other variables, F and E. So the first thing I'm going to write, F is directly proportional to E. So you replace this and replace the sign with the equal sign and write the equation. That is what they want. Are we ready with the equation or do you all need some more time?
Ready, miss.
All right. So you have F is directly proportional to E and you have F is equal to K by E for 1 mark. Do you all have that?
Yes, miss.
Yeah.
No, we don't know this value. So that is why we are using the table of values. So now, when F is 8, E is equal to 0.2. Find K. So F is K by E. So you're replacing F with 8 and you're replacing E with 0.2. Find K. Go ahead. cancel the 0.2, you must be able to place it in the denominator. Use your calculator and divide 8 by 0.2. And give me the value of K. All right, who has a value for K?
40, miss.
K is 40. So my equation is F is equal to 40E. Did you all get that?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, miss.
Now, I want you to substitute F as 25 and find E. Now, when F is 25, find E. 25 is equal to 40E. So we need to divide both sides by the number in front of E because we need to find E. All right, let me know when you have an answer for E.
1.6.
1.6 is 25 divided by 40. Check it back.
0.625.
0.625. Did anybody else get it? Did anybody else get 0.625? Nobody get this answer besides Brittany? All right, let's try the next one now. Is substituting E as 3.2. So substitute E as 3.2. So F is equal to 40 by 3.2. I'm sure everybody will get this one now. This is multiplication.
$128.
128. Did anybody else get it?
Yeah, miss.
So take down whatever you need on the screen there and let's continue. Does anyone say write in?
No, miss.
Let's look at this one. The incomplete table shows one pair of values, and we know they give us one pair of values so that we can find the constant. That is why it's given. So A and R are the variables, and A is directly proportional to the square of R. So if I square R, it is R squared. So A is directly proportional to R squared. So don't get confused just yet. Change this to the symbol and then change the symbol to the equal sign. Go ahead. So you will get 1 mark for the equation, 2 marks for the constant k, and you will get 2 marks for finding the missing values. So you are supposed to have A and R squared. Do you all have that?
Yes, miss.
And then A and KR squared.
Yes, miss.
Right. Now, we know A is 36. So in place of A, I am going to put 36. And in place of R, I am going to put 3. So now I want you to square 3. What is 3 squared? 3 squared is?
9.
9.
Right. Now, find K. Find K.
Four.
Very good. K is equal to 4. So the equation is y equal to 4r squared. Now, r is 5. So substitute r equal to 5. Work it out. Remember, when we square a number, we multiply it by itself. So you could put everything in the calculator and get the answer. You could put 4 open bracket 5 squared and it'll give you the answer. What's the answer?
100.
100. So here we have 1 and 2, 3 marks, and we have 4 marks so far. So we need to get this 5th mark here. So A is 196. So 196 is equal to 4r squared. So we make an r the subject. So divide both sides by 4 And to get rid of the square, find the square root. Go ahead. Divide both sides by 4 and find the square root.
Seven, Miss.
Yes. R is 7. Could anybody else confirm that? Did anybody else get that answer? All right. Is anyone still writing? Okay. So that was direct proportion. When one variable increases, the other variable also increase. Variation can also be inversely proportional. What does that mean? Inversely proportional means when one value decreases at the same rate, the other one increases. So, inversely proportional to x, we write y is inversely proportional, y is inversely proportional to x. We write y is 1 over x. So it means that now when we change this to the equal sign, we introduce k. So direct proportion, y equal to kx. Inverse proportion, and you can write that y equal to k over x. So take down that. So you have an idea of the equation. All right, is anyone still writing?
No, Miss.
All right. So let us see how inversely proportional is connected to mathematics in everyday life. 4 people can paint a fence in 3 hours. How long will it take 6 people to paint it? Would you expect 6 people to take more time or less time?
Less.
Less. So as the number of people increases, the time decreases, yes?
Yes, Miss.
What about if instead of four persons, 1 person is painting this fence? Would 1 person take more time or less?
More time.
More time. So you see the relation. As we increase the number of persons, we decrease the number of hours. And as we decrease the number of people, we increase the hours. So that is how direct inverse proportion is connected. Whereas the direct proportion is like the earnings, right? Now, 4 people can paint a fence in 3 hours. So we know y is equal to k over x. So it means that, or they use T and K. So let's use that. Time and N for the number of persons. So when N is 3, when T is 3, N is 4. So therefore, we want to find the constant of proportionality. We can cross multiply. So K multiplied by 1 is 4 multiplied by 3. So K is equal to 12. So the equation becomes K y equal to 12 over N. T. So when N is 6, because from 4 persons, I want to use 6 people now. So T is equal to 12 over 6, which is 2 hours. Does that make sense? That 6 persons will take 2 hours and 4 people will take 3 hours. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So let's go through it again, right? So time, we have 2 variables, time and N. T is it's how long, and N is the people. So we know that it's inverse proportion. So T is equal to K over N. We already established that from here, right? Or we can write it as T is inversely proportional. So we put 1 over N. So T is equal to K over N. So we know that. They gave us N and they gave us T. So replacing T with 3 and replacing N with 4, we can find K. We multiply by 4. So if I multiply here by 4 and I multiply here by 4, K is equal to 12. So we want to know how long it will take for 6 people. So T is equal to 12 over N. So T is 12 over 6, which is 2 hours. Do you all understand that?
Yes, miss.
So how long will it take 8 persons to paint? Well, T is equal to 12 over 8. So it will take them less than 2 hours because we have more persons working. Remember, as the number of people increases, the time taken to do the job will decrease. And as we lessen the number of people, we require more time to complete the job. Do you all understand that?
Yes, miss.
All right. Is there anybody who doesn't understand? So 2 variables are related in such a way that y varies inversely as the square. So let's write that and we will go through it together. Write this first. Y varies inversely as the square of x. We know the square of x is x squared. So y varies inversely as 1 over x squared. So write the equation for me in terms of k.
Finish, Miss.
Right. So you're replacing the symbol with the equal sign. So I have y equal to k over x squared. Did you all get that?
Yes, Miss.
No. Here we would have scored 2 marks. So even if we get 2 marks in question 3, that is still fine because it is still something. We need to accumulate as many marks as possible. But we're not only getting those 2 marks. Here we know that the reason they give us this value and this value is so that we can find k. So replace x with 2 and y with 3. So 3 is equal to k over 2 squared. So go ahead, work out k. X is 3 and x is, y is 3 and x is 2. So x is 3 and y is 2. Yeah, that's correct. So you could work out 3 squared first, and then you could cross multiply. Or you can multiply everything by the denominator in terms of k. So you're supposed to have 2 over 1 is equal to k over 9. So you could cross multiply and find k. K multiplied by 1 is 2 multiplied by 9. How much is k?
18, Miss.
Yes. So k is 18. So here we would have scored another 2 marks. So we have 2 and 2, 4. Imagine that we have 4 marks so far, right? So the equation is y equal to 18 over x squared. So now you know that x is 1.8. So y is equal to 18 over 1.8 squared. Work it out and find r. 18 divided by 1.8 squared. And it could give you an answer to 1 decimal place.
5.5.
5, it's 5.55. So if we approximate it to 1 decimal place, this is my cutoff. This is greater than or equal to 5, so I add 1. So it becomes 5.6, right? So figure out R now. So now we have R as 5.5. Now 8 is equal to 18 over x squared. So we need to work out the value of x. So we cross and multiplying again. 8x squared is equal to 18. So divide both sides by 8 and take the square root. And find the square root of that. Divide both sides by 8, and to get rid of the square, take the square root. Let me know when you all have an answer. If you are doing it like this, make sure you put the brackets, okay? All right. What's the answer? X is equal to? X is equal to how much? The square root, open bracket, 18 divided by 8, close bracket. What's the answer?
$1.5.
1.5. Did anybody else get that?
Yes, miss.
All right. So we have finished variation.